Hello there, people who have access to the internet and who are currently using it to watch this video. My name is PunFood, or just Pun if you prefer. And we're back over here on the more west. I'm just trying to get my, north, south, east, west. Never eat soggy waffles, whatever. Right. I'm bad with, naming directions. I'm good with orienting myself. I'm bad with actually saying what direction, I'm going. Anyway. Did I say my intro correctly? I always feel like when I go too quickly into a new conversation topic, I've never said the intro correctly. But we're finally in West Province Area 1. So, we get new music. And we also get new Pokemon to encounter, like Rockruff here. One thing that I kind of forgot to look up, is a specific... I know there's going to be a specific mon that I want to use coming up here. So I need to look up the potential abilities. Okay. Oh, well, it doesn't seem to matter. Either ability it can get is kind of bad. Anyway, Rockruff. This Pokemon travels in a pack with others until it grows up. When its mood turns sour, it starts striking the ground with the rocks on its neck. If other typings were to get starter Pokemon, I would say that Rockruff would be like the rock type starter, Like if there's just going to be one Pokemon chosen for each type to be like the starter of that type, it would probably be Rockruff. Simply put, it just, looks cute, approachable. We also have to catch ourselves a Phanpy. I guess it's important to note that I'm not just trying to get to the next destination, I'm trying to level up and also complete more Pokedex objectives along the way. So we're not going to use Poison Fang, because that could risk KOing this thing. We're going to use Bite, I guess, then. Just to lower the HP a little bit. You have a Nest Ball. We should just save it, honestly. We'll use the regular Pokeball, and it should catch this time. Never mind. Phanpy must have a really, not a really low, but probably a lower than you'd expect for, still kind of early in the game. Using Rollout, we want to put a stop to that soon. And by soon, I mean please get in the Pokeball, please, I'm begging. Okay. Screw it. Just so we don't die, I'm using a Great Ball. Maybe it's finally time to invest in buying a few more than just, 9 Great Balls. If we can buy them. I think we can buy them. We beat 2 gyms. We should be able to buy Great Balls. Anyway, it's far stronger than it appears. If a Phanpy is swinging its trunk around you and your arm gets hit by it, your arm bone will shatter. That's horrifying. I can't believe I didn't remember that, when I played this game, or from when I played this game. I caught every Pokemon. I read all their dex entries. I guess I didn't read that one close enough. And no, it's not that I played the other version. I did play Violet my first time through. Violet is where I have my complete Pokedex, except for, the final part of the DLC, because I just haven't found anyone playing Scarlet to trade with. Anyway, Allure will probably only sit on the bench for... Well, Allure did kind of save the last thing we did, just by being in the party and being able to tank a single hit, but I don't know that it's that worth it to really keep Allure fully around, we'll say. I should do this in between episodes, not on camera. I'm just wasting time. Okay. It's just one of my habits. Whenever I open my bag, I have to, like, make sure all the things stop being red, basically. Alright, level 15 miscellaneous dude. We're a normal type, but we're also a poison type. We should be fine. Let's Fury swipe this thing. It avoided it. Okay. And it used Fury swipes on us, and that's okay, that's not bad. Want to go ahead and hit it with another Fury swipe. Well, I guess hit it for the first time with Fury swipes. That's good. That's good. We don't need any more. We don't need any more. Okay. Ooh, can we live a covet? I guess we can. Let's try a Pokeball. If we faint, we faint. We shouldn't faint. Mankey shouldn't have that high of a catch rate. Yeah, we got it. Mankey. Anyway. So, Owlure has, or Ow, yeah. Owlure? AU would be Ow. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, Mankey, the pig monkey Pokemon. It's a pig and a monkey. It is extremely quick to anger. It could be docile one moment and then thrashing away the next instant. No, I do want to see your summary, though. Anger point. Neutral nature. You know, this isn't bad. We'll add you to the party. You're not going to be useful for the immediate next battle. So, who do we want to swap you for? Probably Florian. And you need a name. I'm not sure what I want to name you, but you need a name. And Florian needs to go in the team box. And because Florian's going to sit on the bench for a quick minute, I guess we can give it the EXP candy that we have. It's not going to do too much, just raise its level by like 1. But it's at least something to sort of even the playing field. Okay. So, while we go get our Mankey healed, I guess I should think about what I want to name it. I don't know. I don't have a lot of good names. Mankey feels... It's definitely a Gen 1 Pokemon. Feels kind of generic in how, you know, it's just pig, monkey, and it fights good. Or, you know, attacks hard. Right. So... I don't know. I've literally got, like, no clue. But we'll put our Mankey up front simply because low level and type disadvantage against next opponent. And we will fight trainers because we're in a new area, so we need to do this to get our reward from the, like, league staff or whatever. You know, they'll give us a reward for clearing out trainers. And this literally could, you know, like, this is literally, like, not ideal. Lisa should do fine. So, I have, like, no idea for a Mankey name. I should have come up with the nicknames before even recording the series. But I didn't. And that, I guess, is a mistake I'm going to have to live with. So... But that's a level 14, so... Not bad. Not bad on the XP. Flatter. So it's basically just... Yeah... It's basically swagger, except special. Is confusion damage based on your attack stat, or is it based on the stat of, like, the move you're trying to use, or is it just based on like a set sort of value. It's gotta be based like on your attack or like special attack or something, right? Oh, I should have bought more Great Balls. Ugh. Whatever. You know what I actually should be doing though? I should be having I should be auto battling. But this is a new Gen 9 Pokemon, Capsicid. I consider this for my Fire or Grass rep, simply because it's the first Fire Grass type. However, it's not really my thing. Traditional Paldean dishes can be extremely spicy because they include the shed front teeth of Capsicid among their ingredients. I didn't fully understand what I was trying to say. Anyway, it's a pepper. Everyone kind of thought, oh, pepper, perfect Fire Grass type. I think you have other options because spice doesn't necessarily mean fire. Sure, fire's hot, but like so is lightning probably. You know, and electric types aren't electric fire. You know, heat doesn't mean fire. It can mean fire, but it doesn't mean fire. It becomes hard in like a traditional elemental sort of like conveyance. I never really liked the whole, you know, life or like all things come from earth, fire, water, air. Because like fire always felt out of place. Air can comprise so much. It's just anything in a gaseous state. You know, earth also I don't like is like, because like what if you're not on earth? Then it's not technically earth. Then it would be like rock or stone. You know, or ground. So you're a fighting type. Sure, we'll fight you. We need the EXP. And yeah, I should be doing auto battle. What am I supposed to do afterward? I don't know, man. Whatever you want. If this is like your entire life's purpose, then you need to come up with a new life's purpose. That's just how it goes. You gotta always find something new. Just because you're done with one thing doesn't mean you're done with everything. And something like that. I don't know. We could do 15 damage, or we could do Covet. Fury Swipes, I believe, has the potential to do more damage. But that seems kind of rare. So, for now, let's just swap into Ryder. And I need a nickname for Mankey. But yeah, like fire being included with the traditional, like, earth, fire, water, air. I have my whole gripes with, like, earth, just like, if you're not on planet Earth, you can't call it Earth, because then it's, you know, like, no. But I also have my issues with air, in that includes so much, you know, control of anything, you know, in a gas state. And then water, that's literally both water, like, and ice, sure. But, you know, water is one singular element. Earth and air, you know, have, like, way more that they can control by comparison by being more abstract. But I guess water at one point maybe meant, like, anything liquid, you know. And then fire just kind of like, you could maybe argue that fire should be interpreted as plasma and it's, like, the various states of matter. But then, like, ice being concluded with, like, water elementals, you know. Yeah. And it's, like, also, I hate people in Pokemon. Not people in Pokemon, and I don't hate them, per se. More so, I get annoyed at the people who say, oh, they should combine rock and ground to be one type. It never made sense that they were separate. And in my mind, I'm always like, it makes sense to me, because they're separate simply because defensively and offensively they're very different. The only things that overlap are their weaknesses to grass and water and their super effectiveness against fire. That is literally it. Otherwise, like, they have nothing in common. You know, so, like, I never understood that. But they're perfect. But those same people most of the time are perfectly fine with having water and ice be separate Even though arguably they're more deserving of being the same typing because ice is just frozen water. Granted, water is way better than ice as a defensive type. And offensively, ice technically is better, but that means you'd rather have an ice move over a water move, because water's good against 3, ice is good against ground flying grass dragon. Right? Yeah. So it's like, if you're going to argue that that ground and rock should be combined to an earth type. Oh, did I catch something and not read what it said? If so, what did I catch? Or no, I think I was just fighting that guy. Anyway, though a slow walker, Mudbray is plenty strong. Its pace doesn't change even when it's loaded with 50 times its own body weight. That's pretty strong, alright. Oh, they're probably going to my team box. I should fix that. We can just... boop. Okay. There we go. We'll heal you up. We do need to probably auto battle, but that can hold off for a second. So, I think the main thing is, rock is super effective against flying. Ground can't hit flying types. Camera angle, thank you. Similarly, ground is super effective against steel. Rock is resisted. It's one of those things where, it makes sense for, game balance. And people say it becomes confusing to tell if something's a rock or a ground type. And sometimes I just have to sit here and think to myself, I wish Steve was on the team, but look at Spine. Does Spine look rocky at all? No. But Spine does look dirty, the ground. And then I look at, I would look at Steve and I'm like, Steve clearly looks rocky. You could argue that it might be a rock ground type, but, there's no reason for it to be a ground type in the same way that, there's plenty of reasons to be a rock type. Some may look at Tyranitar. It goes from being a rock ground type to being, a full rock dark type. It clearly looks more rocky. I could see an argument for ground dark, or just continuing to be rock ground. But, I think it doesn't help that many rock and ground types are rock ground, at least in Generation 1. But as the generations go on, they usually get a bit clearer with what's rock and what's ground. Sandslash, but even Sandslash, it's a ground type. It's got nothing rocky on it. I think it mostly comes from rock types, looking like they could also be ground types. But outside of Generation 1 and 2 Pokemon, if it's rocky, it's going to be a rock type versus, a ground type. And sure, they'll have some overlaps in what moves they can learn, simply because rock and ground are similar. But if anything, that's good coverage, similar how a lot of water types can learn ice type moves, and a lot of fire types can learn solar beam. Anyway, Mr. Viss. It loves to bite and yank people's hair from behind without warning, just to see their shocked reactions. I somewhat get the pitch. Rock and ground should be one type. But I also get that if we did that, there would be 17 and not 18 types, and that would be such a weird, type value to have. And then we would also have the issue of, just, they have different properties, We would have to make some, some of these new Earth moves can't hit flying types, but some of them are super effective. And some of these, and you're weak to fighting, but, because, hardness or whatever, right, of, the material, making it, breakable by fighting moves or whatever. But then we would have to, still ground electricity. That makes sense. I guess, you know, grounding the electricity. You know, but then would you be weak to ice, or would you be super effective against ice? You know, I guess, like, the whole freezing over the ground doesn't work, but then we wreck ice even further as a type when it already struggles so much. You know, like, in the modern day. I forgot we could find this guy around here. Let's go to Ryder then. And let's anticipation. That is great. That's the ability that is probably preferred on this thing. Its other ability is Frisk, and Frisk is kind of useless because opponents in the story won't really have items, and nowadays in competitive, they reveal their items before, you know, the fight. So, yeah. You'd rather have anticipation on this thing 100%. Anyway. They would never combine rock and ground. To me, it's really just a silly idea. People say it's a confusing, like, how do I tell if it's rock or ground type? And I just, you know, respond to that with, look at it. Look at the Pokemon. You know, does it look like it's rocky? If not, then it's probably a ground type. Well, if it's a rock and ground type, well, I'll tell you what. We basically haven't had a rock ground type since Generation 2? Maybe 3. No, I think it was Generation 2. Unless you count Rhyperior in Gen 4. Anyway, it spends its time running around wastelands. If anyone steals its beloved berries, it will chase them down and exact its revenge. No, not for now. We're going to instead check your summary. Oh, this one's very good. Okay. You're getting added to the party. And I think for now, we'll drop Allure. But we do need to head back to a Pokemon Center and rest up. I think we'll go back as opposed to pushing forward. So, I guess I'm glad to just be kind of training up the team for now. Because, you know, it gives me a chance to just kind of talk about stuff. So Flittle is our psychic type representative, just how Mankey's our fighting type. Completely forgot that Flittle was all the way out, that you could find Flittle this early. I think that's just because it has a higher evolution level than you'd expect for this early of a Pokemon. But, you know, guess it's not too high. And now I need names for both of you. I also need to look into Allure. Looking into this team, Palmera, Roll, and Steve are going to be really good for this upcoming battle. My big issue that I have, though, is that Mankey, whatever we name you, is going to be good for the battle after that. You're not going to be training up, like, a good 2-3 teams at a time can take a lot of work. And I guess, you know, if I only have half an hour to, like, train up a team, well then, yeah, that's gonna take a lot of time. If we can at least get this Mankey to, like, level 19 before the end of the episode, that's a tough goal, but if we can do that, then I think we'll be on track. There is a lot to kind of see over here. Anyway, again, Phanpy. Does it look like it has rocks on it? No. It's pure ground. Okay. How are you losing? Okay. we need to send out somebody else. Like, you know, this Flittle. Never mind. Okay. What about Ryder? Ryder doesn't suffer type disadvantage. There we go. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. There is a terror raid over here. So it's at least worth looking into. Not interested. Okay. So... oh, you're not fire type yet. Okay. Let's put our Mankey up front and battle this kid. We're saving the EXP candies to make leveling after our next objective easier. Anyway, have you ever seen one of those pillars of light? You can spot them even from far away. Yeah, they're terror raids. It doesn't help that ghost types are out right now and, you know, our Mankey can't even hit them. Sweet irony. Anyway. Let's get Ryder experience, specifically because Lisa might be brought along. Ryder will not be. We're going into 2 battles that Ryder just doesn't have... well, actually, Ryder might be good for the second one. But at least for this first one, Ryder's not going to be too useful. We're trying to get everybody to level 19 at least before going into this battle. If we lose and we need to level up more, we can do that. Excuse me. I'm just talking too fast and not exactly choking, but like breathing is somewhat difficult because of how fast I'm talking. Hard to get in breaths. Okay, Lisa's level 19. We can probably endure. Oh, I thought... no. Okay. Swagger. No. Okay, cool. Lisa's level 19. Do we swap out Lisa now? Lisa we might bring along simply because, you know, like no other options. So let's try to get Florian to that sweet level... whatever. Also, just because we can, while it's still night, let's try to catch a Ghastly. Cool. Yeah, we need more Great Balls. Barely, we just got into the battle. Next Poké Center we see, we're buying more Great Balls. Luckily, that should be like almost everything you can encounter here that's like new. Ghastly, for the longest time, only line that was ghost poison, but now there's a new one. Anyway, its body is made of gas. Despite lacking substance, it can envelop an opponent of any size and cause suffocation. Interesting. Like, its body is made of gas. We get that part, but then what's that, like, I guess it's more solidified gas. Is it really gas if it's been kind of solidified? Not sure. Probably ended up, yeah. Back in the team box. Okay. One small thing, I believe... yeah, you're in a Great Ball. I almost had the whole team in normal Pokeballs, but I guess not for you. It was probably going to be a pain to try and do that going forward. Normally, if I have a 6-member team, I try to get them all in different Pokeballs. I was trying to maybe get them all in regular Pokeballs this time, because I have so many of them, but it doesn't look like that's necessarily happening. But honestly, I guess whatever gets them in a Pokeball in the first place works, right? I don't know. I think Knackley as a Pokemon is just alright. Like, not my personal favorite, not my personal, like, I hate this Pokemon, but, you know. maybe it's just not fully my thing. I like where it starts. I like kind of its second stage. Its final stage loses me a bit, honestly. Anyway, Florian reached level 19. We'll have plenty of opportunities to gain more levels, so into the box you go. Right now, Palmera. Cool. Well, in all honesty, we still got a little ways to go. Do I have one of you? No. So I think what I'm going to do is... do I go all the way back down there? It's a pretty straightforward path. I think... Well, no matter what, I'm gonna get all the way up there at least, you know, up the hill a bit more, next time. But for now, my name has been, won't be tomorrow, the day after that, and 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 it always will be Pun Food. I'm really not sure what I want to name Mankey and Flittle. You know, I know a lot of people, a lot of common names, but I want to use more distinct names for them. I would say leave me suggestions, but the next episode has to come out before, or be recorded before you could comment anything for names. So, but I guess if you leave suggestions, you know, if there are enough people watching to actually want to do that, then I guess I could, you know, change the names if I think, you know, one name is better. But I think I have some ideas floating around in my head. I can come up with something.